Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So look at this, I have finally had my hair dyed after about 6 months of not having it dyed. I think more than 6 months actually, and I feel like a brand new woman. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my top tips for being prepared for the airport. I know the airport can be a really stressful experience from start to finish for a lot of people, so I'm hoping some of these tips that I use on a pretty much daily basis when I go to the airport as a flight attendant, you guys can also use from a passenger's perspective. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and I'm going to get started straight away. Don't forget to follow all of my socials and subscribe to my channel. So the tips that I'm about to share with you are for UK specific airports and borders. So if you have any additional questions that you don't think I've answered in this video or you're confused about, let me know in the comments below and I will try and answer them for you. You need to check with the airline that you're flying with what your baggage allowance is, so what kind of bags you can bring, whether you're allowed to bring an additional cabin suitcase as well as a check-in case, what kind of handbags you can bring, smaller or larger bags, rucksacks, and also how much you can pack in terms of weight in kilograms. The average weight of a check-in suitcase is around about 23 kilograms of baggage allowance. So that can be less or more depending on the airline you're flying with, which is why I'm saying you need to check with them first, as if you do go over, some airlines do charge you. So that's something to watch out for, and I would definitely recommend weighing your bag before you go to the airport just to make sure you are in the safe zone. If you are wanting to bring with you a cabin suitcase, I would definitely recommend either making sure your suitcase has a zip away pocket, or if not, bringing an additional bag that has a zip away pocket in that one. The reason why I'm suggesting have a zip away pocket is for your passport and boarding pass, as they're the two essential items that you need to get onto your flight. Having those two essential items in a zip away pocket means they are safe and you know where they are, as you'll need to be bringing those two items in and out your bag constantly to be showing different people, such as security, check-in staff, the gate staff, and sometimes people in between that as well. So don't be shocked when you experience that. What you can do prior to arriving at the airport is printing out your boarding pass so you are pre-prepared, or the other thing you can do, which is a very recent thing, is actually having your boarding pass on your phone, which means you have one less thing to carry then as well. I have mentioned this in a previous video, but always make sure your passport has a passport cover on, just to protect your passport, as some countries do not let you in with a damaged passport, and passports, especially if you travel a lot, can very easily be damaged. Make sure every suitcase that you're bringing with you, whether it's a check-in case or a cabin suitcase, has a lock on, whether that's a TSA lock or a regular padlock. Even though it doesn't happen regularly, there might be thieves in the airport and they will be well aware that you are bringing valuables with you on your trip. So having a lock on your suitcase just makes sure everything is protected and nothing is stolen from you. And finally, make sure your check-in suitcase is distinctive, whether it has a bright pattern on, whether you pop a luggage belt on, a bow, some bright colours on there, just so it's distinctive. And when you arrive in your destination and you go to grab your check-in suitcase from the luggage belt, you can easily find it. I know there is a lot of confusion about liquids bags, so I'm going to clarify as much as I can for you now. So if you are wanting to bring any liquids, aerosols or gels with you onto your flight in your hand baggage that's not in your check-in bags, you have to place all of these items into a clear liquids bag that is 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, no bigger. These bags do have to be transparent, and security at the airports do provide these bags. However, if you do want to be prepared, you can provide these yourself. So you can buy airport approved liquids bags online. A good site for that is Amazon, where I buy mine from, or you can use alternative plastic cosmetic bags. However, they cannot exceed the 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So it is normally recommended that you use the airport approved ones. Each liquid that you put into the liquids bag cannot be more than 100 mils. A lot of supermarkets sell smaller sized liquid bottles, no more than 100 mils, in their travel section, specifically for the purpose of liquids bags, as well as a lot of high street stores sell plastic clear bottles that are empty for you to fill up yourself, and with labels so you know what products are what, again for the purpose of your liquids bags. So once you have pre-packed your liquids bag, it's good to put this bag in an easily accessible place, which is why I suggested bringing a handbag with you along with a cabin suitcase if you are bringing one. When you get to security, you don't want to be faffing around trying to find your liquids bag, as it is stressful enough as it is. So having it in an easily accessible place makes things a whole lot easier for you. On the other hand, if you don't want to pre-pack your liquids bag, just pop all of your liquids again in an easily accessible place that you can just easily grab out and pop into a liquids bag once you get to security, as a lot of the time, especially peak in summer, the queues for security are really long. Because the queues for security can be quite unpredictable sometimes, it is good to get to the airport with at least 2.5 hours before your flight, so you have enough time. If you don't wish to cram everything into your liquids bag, don't worry, because if you are checking in a suitcase, you can put in any liquids, aerosols, gels of any size into your check-in suitcase, so you don't have that restriction there. If you are wishing to pack aerosols into your check-in suitcase, just make sure they are completely sealed so they don't go off in flight. Any liquids you buy that are over 100 ml after security is absolutely fine to take on your flights. Just make sure you keep the receipt as proof of purchase. So this is the liquids bag that I take with me on pretty much every flight I go on when I go for work. Depending on if I check in a suitcase as well, I sometimes take some of these liquids out, pop them in there just to save a bit of room, as I'm completely crammed in here. But this is just an example of the liquids bag that is airport approved. Some of the things that I have in here is just a small hairspray. I've got some moisturiser, some hand sanitizer, my contact lenses, toothpaste, shower gel, deodorant, spray, mascara, lip gloss, anything that is of any form of a liquid, even if it's a thicker liquid, has to go in here. One final point on liquids bags is that they have to be able to seal fully shut with all of your liquids inside, and they are not allowed to have any holes in. Now, this is a topic that I don't think a lot of people worry too much about when it comes to the airports, but it is quite a vital one to cover. So you're not actually permitted to carry any lithium batteries in your checked-in suitcase to go into the hold. So these can be items such as iPads, Kindles, phones, cameras, laptop batteries, vape batteries, anything of that sort. So any of these batteries need to be carried in the cabin with you in your hand baggage. Any electricals that you are carrying with you, such as laptops, phones, need to be scanned through security separately. So these items need to be, again, in an easily accessible place that you can easily grab out at security. So this is why I suggested bringing a larger handbag with you, or at least a cabin suitcase that has a zip-away pocket inside, so you can put these items into. If you are wishing to bring a laptop with you, I would recommend keeping these items stored in your handbag or bag that you're carrying with you in addition to your cabin suitcase. However, if your cabin suitcase does have a zip pocket on the front, you might want to utilise that pocket for a laptop or a larger iPad for ease at getting that out at security. You are allowed to take solid food through security with you, so that could be items such as sandwiches, crisps, fruit. However, if you again want to take any liquid foods with you, such as yogurts, you have to then put those into your liquids bag. Before you do go away, you need to check with the country that you are arriving into what foods are allowed into that country. So just in case you do not eat the food that you have brought with you, they are okay to go through the borders. An example I have for that is America. You are not allowed to bring any form of fruit through borders. So if you do bring any apples, oranges, bananas, they have to be eaten before you land. You also have to be mindful that it is illegal in some countries to take in dairy or meat products, and you can receive a large fine for doing so. If you are bringing a baby on your trip with you, you are allowed to bring in pre-prepared baby milk that is in liquid form. A lot of airports, including UK airports, do recommend that parents bring powdered milk with them on board, which can be made up and heated on board by the cabin crew. If you do not wish to bring any food with you through security and onto the plane, once you pass security, there is often lots and lots of places for you to grab some food and drink, both on the go and in restaurants as well. so you have plenty of options to choose from. Also, if you are flying long haul, a lot of airlines do provide food throughout the flight as well for free, and that is dependent on the airline, so that's something you can check beforehand whether they charge you or not. A lot of people nowadays do have to bring medication with them on flights, and there are some restrictions to what you can and can't bring. So there is no limit to pill form medication that you can bring with you on a flight, whether it's prescribed or not. So liquid, gel and aerosol form of medicine, 100 ml or less, need to be carried in your liquids bag. If you need to bring with you a medicine that is liquid, gel or aerosol form over 100 ml, you need to carry with you proof of prescription or a letter from your doctor. When it's your turn to be scanned through security of your full body, they may ask you to take your shoes off, as well as they will definitely ask you to take off any jackets or coats you have on. So I would definitely recommend bringing with you an easily slip-on, slip-off coat or jacket, as well as a pair of shoes that you can easily slip on and off as well, both which are beneficial as well for the flight itself. So that is everything I wanted to cover in today's video. I hope you guys found it useful, as I know a lot of other YouTube videos that I have seen about airports don't really cover the bits I have today. They cover like packing and beyond the airport, but they don't cover the do's and don'ts and the nitty-gritty about security, the stressful bits. So I hope you guys that don't normally go through an airport, that are new travellers, find this video useful coming from someone who travels through an airport a lot. If you do have any other questions, like I said at the start of the video, leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them as best as I can. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's